All right, this week's next question comes from Historical. What happened to game manuals? They used to be full of interesting information and pictures, and they were actually pretty fun to read. Nowadays, they're black and white and consist of 3 pages about the controls and the HUD. Are the game manufacturers that much concerned about trees? The game manufacturers are concerned about green things, but not trees. Green things like money. They want your money. So the game manufacturers figured out if they charge you $60 and they save 20 or 30 cents in packaging, which includes the manual, that's 20 or 30 cents higher profit. That's all there is to it. Manuals are typically online, so you can find it. I think that the game publishers kind of surveyed consumers, and I agree with you. I actually used to read manuals because I thought they're kind of fun too. But I have more time than money. I used to read them, but I think they probably surveyed and they found that most people who buy games take the packaging and throw it over to the side, pop the game in and start playing. And actually most guys start playing multiplayer right away. And I think they just determined it wasn't cost justified. You know, the extra 20, 30 cents it cost to print the manual, not worth it. So it's a profit deal like everything else. I think that's kind of, we should run some stock footage, Rohan, that says it's a profit deal to answer every question, because it's a profit deal. John 385, I would like to hear your opinion on Kickstarter, Tim's success, publishers versus self-publishing, etc. There actually are now 2 successes that we know of. Tim Schafer raised, I haven't looked the last week, but 1.6 million or something thereabouts. And Brian Fargo raised $2.5 million on Kickstarter. These guys both were talking about way less than $1 million that they needed to make their games. I think that's phenomenal. I don't know what we're going to get for that. Those are 2 talented guys. Schaefer and Fargo have done just a bunch of great games. I think that's cool that there's an alternative, and I think more important is there's an alternative to go small. The publishers nowadays can't even think about a game unless they can think about 100 million in revenue. So a game like Homefront had a big budget, 2.8 million units sold, so 150 million or so of revenue, and barely made money, and that's pretty sad. So, you know, THQ didn't make enough money to stay flush with cash, and they had to cut back and fire a bunch of people. You know, that game wasn't the one that buried them, but that's one they needed to make a lot of money for them to make money. If the table stakes are you got to do 100, 150 million in sales to make a game, the fact is there are going to be fewer and fewer games at $100 million break even, and you're going to get fewer choices as a consumer. So what's refreshing about what Tim Schafer and Brian Fargo are doing on Kickstarter is they're going to give you more choice. They're going to let you own a piece of the game. I think the most exciting thing about that is, at least in Fargo's case, it's like 50,000 different people gave him money, literally $50 a piece, and all they get back is, you know, a game credit, and they get the game, and that's cool. These people are willing to put their money up before the game comes out for a little bit of glory. If the game's good, and I think at $2.5 million for a pretty casual game, it's going to be good. He's going to get a ton of word of mouth. So he's bought, you know, a big loyal fan base of goodwill with, you know, getting people in to invest in his product, and I think that's great. I hope we see 100 more of these. I think more choice for consumers is a great thing. Okay, great question. This week's next question comes from Micro Unite. Hey Pac-Man, what narrative ideas do you think Rockstar will explore in GTA 5? I think you guys should look up Sam Hauser. He just set a record for the most expensive home ever purchased in Brooklyn, New York. I don't remember the number. It's like 19 million or 20 million bucks. There's a reason why Sam is buying $20 million houses. It's because Sam is a creative bastard. He knows what he's doing. He comes up with really cool stories, and unfortunately he doesn't consult with me first. I have no freaking clue. I don't even know what city the damn thing is set in. LA. I mean, I do, but I don't really. And what do they call it? Not San Andreas, but they call it something else. Los something. What was it called? Los? Can't remember the name. Come on, Rohan. Los what? Los Altos? Not Los Altos. Los. It was Los something, not Virginese. It's on the freeway signs, guys. If we watch the damn trailer on GameTrailers, we'd all see it. What is the name of it? It has an A in it, though. Los? Anyway, they come up with this stuff, you know, I don't know. Here's the narrative. retired guy, I don't know which one from which game, retired guy, he's living the life, he's got his mansion in the Hollywood Hills, and he gets dragged back into the gang. What do you think? That's my guess, but I have no idea. These guys are so creative. Don't ask me. I have no idea. Go, next. All right, fellow babies, if you have a question for me, please submit them at the link below or directly to me on Twitter at Michael Pachter. If you follow me, I will answer them directly. If you don't follow me, I won't answer them. And if you have a question for the show, at Michael Pachter on Twitter, and copy at Rohan Likes Pants, because Rohan picks all the questions. Why not? Are you afraid you can't get it there?
I'm going to have it come up at an angle and it's going to hit you in the head.
And how many? You're so funny. Don't point down. You're such a director.